Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking you through my plans concerning my weight loss journey. So as I said in my introductory video, my last born is now 6 months old and it is finally time to start losing some of this baby weight. Okay, so before I get to my plans concerning how I tend to lose some of this baby weight and what has worked for me in the past, let me tell you how this weight accumulated in the first place. Let me give you a brief history of how it all started. So my firstborn, when I became pregnant with him, I was about 67 kg, and at the end of that pregnancy I was about 78 kg. You might see me looking down a few times. I have written some of my talking points on my notepad, so bear with me. Yes, 78 kg. I mean, I was almost at the 80 kg mark and it was scary. I wasn't used to that much body weight at the time, and the fat was just in irregular proportions in some parts of my body, and I didn't really focus so much on it because I just had a baby and it was overwhelming. I was full of joy. I was just happy that it was all for this brand new human being. But in about a week after I had him, I felt strong enough and I felt like I could actually start losing some of the weight. But I knew that dieting was not an option at that point because I was breastfeeding exclusively. So I decided to wait a bit. But when I was about 5 weeks postpartum, I began my exercises again because I was strong enough and I knew that I could actually start losing some of the weight at that time. So I started using my Shanti workout videos, the fat burn cardio, and I lost a lot of weight. I mean, I was down to 72 kg at some point, and I was so excited about the results. I was so excited that I actually stopped exercising. I thought, I'd lost some of this weight. I'd lost about 6 kgs and I was back to a trimmer figure and my tummy was down. Plus, I was using my tummy belt, so it kept me snatched. I mean, I just thought that, I was down 6 kgs and, everything was back to normal, and I felt like I could actually live with this size and figure, like, I'm a mom now. I put on a few pounds. I was unaware. I did not know that when you stop exercising and you are still breastfeeding, and you are eating, not the small portion, the normal breastfeeding kind of portion of food that I was eating, and that I was going to keep adding this weight. And that was how I put on an extra 5 kg. Before I knew it, I was blowing up again, out of proportion. I started to get thicker arms, thicker thighs, my hips. I mean, I was just blowing. And I gained about 5 kg in that time. And I knew that I had to do something or else I was going to lose it. That was when I decided to give the keto diet a try. Going into the keto diet, it was a decision that I made on a whim because I didn't fully understand or fully do my research on what exactly it entailed. I just saw that people were having tremendous results on Facebook, on Twitter, and there were just a lot of success stories with this diet. So I actually decided to try it, and I won't lie, it did work. The keto diet is something that once you get going, once you start going at it, you start to see results almost immediately. And when I say almost immediately, I mean in about a month. You start to feel healthier, you start to look trimmer with time. And I did it for about 4 months, and I will tell you guys the diet, the variety of food ranges on the keto diet is, I would say, it's inexhaustible because you can virtually eat anything within the limit of the keto diet. And I really did enjoy myself with variety of selections of food, how I could tweak my meals in different ways. But then I was a bit skeptical about cutting out a whole class of food. I'm talking about carbohydrates, cutting out a whole class of food out of my diet. I will admit that I cheated a lot with the keto diet, but I still saw tremendous results. I mean, when I go for a function, I could be offered cake, or I could be offered, a fizzy drink, and I'm like, I don't have it all the time. Let me just, once in a while. But then it became something that I would actually cheat from time to time. So altogether, in the 4 months that I did the keto diet, I lost about 8 kgs, and I was excited, guys. I was really excited. I was really happy about the results. But then I couldn't sustain it for a very long time because I was always taking a spoonful of my husband's food. I mean, I will be the one to cook the food. I will taste it. I will know it was good. But I just kept cheating on the diet, and it wasn't sustainable for me because I missed some food like yam. I mean, I missed eating some really good carbohydrates. So I stopped the keto diet 4 months in, and in about 3 months after, I had gained all the weight back. But I did not know. They did not tell me that when you stop that keto diet, the weight is waiting for you in the domot. It will come back. They are all there, every one of them. They are there in the domot waiting for you. They came back, and I gained this weight in a very, very short time. I gained this weight in about 3 months. I gained all of the weight that I lost during the keto diet. I gained them all back with the 8 kgs. I know some of you may be asking, this person, you like food though? I'm like, yes, I like food. You don't like food. I gained 7 to 8 kgs back in less than 3 months. And that was mind blowing for me. I'm like, no, this is not working. How can I gain all of this weight back? That means that all this money that I spent, all this energy that I put, all this self control that I put into losing this weight was all a waste. And I knew that this keto diet wasn't for me. Some people have done it and are successful in it, and I give you huge thumbs up. You guys are really trying. I cannot sustain the keto diet, which is a no carb diet. And there's a huge difference between a no carb diet and a low carb diet. So what I did was I did what I should have done in the first place. I went to do a proper research. When I say proper research, I mean I googled what keto diet was, what the diet entailed. All I was doing during the keto diet was just following their meal plan. I didn't really consider the exclusion of carbohydrates, and I didn't really think it was something that was bad until I read an article that someone wrote about cutting out an entire class of food out of your meal. So eventually, what I decided to do after my research was to go for the low carb diet and to mix it with portion control. Another thing that I stumbled on when I was looking into how I can lose weight over a period of time is IMF. I don't know if you guys have heard of the intermittent fasting. And this is something that I actually did experience with someone from church who was on the big side. And when I asked him about how he went about it, he told me that he was into intermittent fasting. And then he gave me his timetable on how he did it. And I mean, by this time, I was fully blown back to my postpartum weight, and I was just looking big all over again. And he told me about this fast, and I decided to try it because it really seemed like something that I could do. So I began mixing portion control with IMF. Most of the time, what I usually eat was one boiled egg, one slice of toast, and lemon tea. That was all that I would have for breakfast. And then midway around 3, I will have mixed raisins, uh, granola, and any type of nut. So those three is what I will snack on in the afternoon, and I'll take a lot of water in within that time. And at night, I will probably have a portion of rice, which is about my fist size of my fist, and I'll eat a lot of vegetable soup, like a foriro. Yes, I'll have vegetable soup by the side, and I'll probably eat like chicken or fish, and sometimes I'll eat meat because the diet was not exclusive to my diet. Well, what I ate was not exclusive to any class of food. I was eating every single thing. I would even have ice cream at some point, or I would have yogurt at some point. That was what I used to eat. And I did this intermittent fasting for about I did it for about 4 to 5 months, and at that time I lost a lot of weight, and I was down to about 71 to 72 kg in that time, and I was really happy with the results. I did it for about 4 to 5 months. I lost weight gradually. It wasn't a very fast process, but it was gradual and it was sustainable over a period of time, and it became a way of life because I actually did enjoy eating those small portions. It kept me in check, and I was drinking a lot of water, so that filled me up. That was one of the cheats to the diet, and it filled me up a lot because I didn't have to eat so much food to fill me up because I was drinking a lot of water. So it's a cleansing diet, and it really did work for me. So I sustained the 71 to 72 kg until I was ready to have our second baby. And coming out of that pregnancy, I was well in the 80s. I was 82 kg. I mean, by this time, I'm like, Lord, let your will be done. Let your will be done. I cannot come and kill myself. It's fat, I did not kill anybody. I'm like, there is zero motivation to work out. Unlike the first time when I was eager to get trim again, there is till now, there is no motivation to work out. I started doing sit-ups at some point, and then I got tired. I'm like, I cannot come and die. It's fat, and I have children now. I cannot be leper again. But it's a lie of the devil. I will lose this weight. I will lose this weight. So what I've decided to do is to not deceive myself, because I know that this exercising of a thing is not happening anytime soon. I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm going to go back to what has worked for me in the past, which is my portion control, the IMF, and I'm going to include one more thing. I don't know if you guys have heard of the egg diet. May have not heard of it. It is that simple as it sounds. It is a diet based on eggs, and I intend to do this for about 3 to 4 months. I'm going to incorporate all of these three things into my way of life. I'm going to start my portion controls because now I'm no longer eating for two. My baby is on Cerelac and he's taking his milk, and very soon he will start eating other foods. And so to take you on this journey, what I'm going to be doing is to make one video per month, and in that video I will be documenting my progress so far. I'll be telling you how much weight I have lost. I'm going to be showing you what I include in my diet. I'm going to give you a typical look as to what I eat. For instance, in the morning I can have 2 boiled eggs, 1 avocado, and then my lemon tea. And then in the afternoon I can have yogurt and granola in one bowl, but I'll show you my portions as well. And then at night I could have rice, vegetable, grilled fish, or grilled pork. I like my red meat, so I don't joke with meat. Please, it's rough play. I don't joke with meat. So now that I have chosen to document this thing and make it public, I pray that I don't fall hard. Jehovah. So this should be fun. I mean, I'm excited about this journey. I'm happy I can finally start losing weight, So I'm excited to see how this goes, and I hope you guys can make the trip with me. So to get updates on how my weight loss journey is progressing, I suggest that you subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification button so that you always get notified anytime I upload a video. Till the next one, goodbye.